The following game has no ESRB rating, nor is there a listing of any sort of restrictive content that may appear in the game. However, I do know for a fact that it does include violence, bloodshed, explosions, fire, and the death of people and various animals. So, if I were to guess as to what its rating would be, I would say either teen or mature. So, that being said, viewer discretion is advised, and I recommend that anyone under the age of 13 not watch the following video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations, I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we're returning back to Rimworld. Yes, that game. So Rimworld is normally a colony simulation game where you have a bunch of colonists and some starting materials, and they drop or walk into a specific spot on the planet that you're on, and various things happen to them, from various natural disasters to friendly factions showing up to trade or barter or just to talk, and then you have non-friendly factions showing up to trade and barter and just to talk in unfriendly ways. That means that they're there to murder and pillage your colonists and destroy your colony. And you also have to deal with the local wildlife and fauna. And the background is that you're on a faraway Rimworld, hence the name, and humanity has been able to colonize the stars, but because you're in such a backwater planet, several of the local factions have reverted back to a pre-gunpowder age, and so in addition to mechanized war machines and people with powered armor and laser guns, you also have to contend with people fighting you with pointy sticks. At least that's how you normally play. How I've been playing it on the past episodes is that you're running a squad of space marines sent down there, sent to this planet to deal with the local pirate threats. So the first couple episodes had us taking out a couple pirate encampments, and then the third episode basically had me strip down one of the pirate encampments for resources to fuel the other one, while we waited for things to happen. And things did happen. I should point out that I have been playing this game off camera. I figured it'd be quiet and I could just simply take apart the one settlement peacefully. Boy, was I wrong. And we'll find out why in a few minutes. So this game is, of course, made by... Thank you again. And, well, that being said, let us begin. Let's pause it real quick. Let's start with FOB Antioch, the first pirate base we took out. And this is what it looks like now. So this was the pirate base. I've built all this around it. I've been picking up animals, mostly alpaca and some buffalo for pack mules. And then a small pack of Labrador retrievers and some huskies showed up in between episodes, and I also purchased a pair of yaks. And they're apparently horses now. So I now have, oh, 2 mares and a stallion, I believe. Yeah, 2 mares and a stallion, as well as some donkeys. I don't remember where exactly I picked those guys up, but more pack mules, because I am taking apart this base because we're not staying. So in between episodes, some stuff happened. We have access to a variety of quests. The current one is Ship to the Stars. A friendly AI from past name Charlton Whitestone has sent you a message. He reveals that he has a ship hidden on the planet and sends you its world coordinates. The starship is in deep hibernation mode. You have to start it up when you arrive, then defend it from raiders trying to steal it until the startup sequence completes. It will be a long, difficult series of battles. If you can get the ship off the ground, Charlton Whitestone will take you off this Rimworld to the stars. So if we look at the planet, this is Antioch, the place we were looking at, and this is Telonis, the place I'm strip mining. And way over here, if I can find it, so the landed ship is all the way over here. So if we make a theoretical waypoint, if I can find my encampments. Ah, they're there. So from Antioch, it'll take 61.1 days traveling this way. Looks like we're basically going all the way around the southern hemisphere. Taking this route up. We are traveling constantly by road, which is probably why it'll take, what, a year? Every season's only 15 days. So yeah, it's all the way up here. And there it is. So it takes 61 days. This is the third time I've attempted to plot that, and I keep getting different routes and different days every time. The first time was in this direction for 51 and change. The second time was off in the opposite direction for 42 and change, and this one, as we saw, was 61.1 days. So I think it depends upon the season and how easy it is to traverse. Since it's currently summer, it's taking me that way. I think the second time I did it either in winter or spring, so it gave me a different route. But in addition to that quest, we've had other quests. We also have had other people join real quick. So we also have Blue, a 16-year-old girl from, I believe, one of the tribal factions, whom attacked us. We managed to take prisoner. The same with Minoka, although she's 45. I'm not certain if they're from the same tribe or not, but they were taken prisoner, and through intense interrogation, they decided to join us. And we also have Yoko Farmer, a 49-year-old woman, who joined us. I don't remember which faction, but she basically called for help and then showed up. And then Chief here, Ernest Chief Suzuka, a 19-year-old man, was a reward for keeping somebody from the Broken Empire, I believe. the Refugee Empire, I'm sorry. So someone from the Refugee Empire gave us a quest, and they wanted, Melosia Onos, an acolyte for the Refugee Empire, is fleeing troubled political situation, wanted to hide out at forward operating base Telonis for 14 hours. And then and while she was there, we got attacked by like 45 different tribal people. Well, maybe not 45. I think it was close to like 20 or so. And they added quite a bit to the local graveyard. Various raids, this one has also increased. We also, and while completing that quest, we also had a, let's get the right page. We also had a safeguarding a noble quest running. So this guy, a yeoman from the Refugee Empire, is fleeing a troubled political situation, wanted to hide out at FOB Telonis for 22 days. And he was being, and his enemies were provoking mechanoids to attack. I only actually got attacked by one mechanoid, I believe. But he hung out for 22 days, close to the end of his trip. He helped fight off the people attacking from the other quest. Both people were injured, but I managed to get them on the shuttles and send them back to the Empire before they died. So technically, the quests were completed. So you may notice at Telonis, I also have these three other people: Toby, Leopard, and Kowetchulu. So they're part of a currently running quest, Hospitality for Friends. The chief of the Salonius Pact recently rescued 3 tribespeople from an enemy jail, and she wants us to guard them at forward operating base Telonis until she can send a shuttle collect them in 22 days. And I still have, 10 days left before the shuttle arrives. And only Hercules is here because while this was going on, a mechanoid cluster showed up right down here. So I had everybody run back to Antioch. I was actually in the middle of a third quest at the time. One of the hostile tribes had requested peace talks right here. They kind of broke down, but on the way to the mechanoid cluster showed up. So had everybody run back, geared everybody up, was about to assault. Then I remembered I had orbital artillery still available. So I had one of my people grab one of those and just, where is it? And just flatten this area. So that's why there's still some plasteel and steel just sitting out there. So on top of that, I've also been expanding Antioch. I have some quarters here and here for the actual people, so that way they're no longer living on top of each other. I needed more food, so I turned what used to be the pantry into the kitchen, and what used to be the barracks into the food storage area. This campfire is still here just for nostalgic purposes. I also built the barn and increased storage capacity. And I also built this research bench, so we're in the middle of researching things. Currently, Bowman, our top researcher, is researching plate armor. And he also researched machining, batteries, gunsmithing, blowback operation, gun turrets, and mortars. So rather than needing to salvage mortars and gun turrets from the pirates, I can now build them myself. Which is good, because I think they've broken, through all the intervening raids, I believe they've broken all of Antioch's gun turrets. Oh yeah, I also have some sheep. They decided to join just out of the blue. Same with Telonis. In fact, this big gaping hole here was caused by the last gun turret here blowing up. And not realizing that this wall was destroyed, I didn't fix it in time, and stuff is starting to spoil. So. Fun times that. So I'm having Skyjet and Yoko return back to Telonis. They're currently on their way. Chief is in the middle of a food binge, and Blue is just psychotic wandering. Because she's in intense pain from food poisoning. power is, I guess, okay. I had to build a couple wood-fired generators just to maintain power supply because one solar panel isn't running everything. I had to build excess storage at Talonis, just simply because their storage space was also filled. And Leopard is now starting an insulting spree. Alright, so all I gotta do is wait 10 days. No, Priorito is working on the blueprint because there's this dead guy here. Alright, so that caravan's on its way. Alright, so the guy with the bow is just going around insulting the guy with a pulse-charged railgun. Yeah, that seems smart to me. What do I know? So that's what's been going on after in between episodes. Like I said, I originally thought that... Oh, this is the prison, by the way. I originally thought that it would be relatively quiet, and it wasn't. Now, watch when I'm expecting stuff to happen, it ends up being relatively quiet. And Coechulo is currently binging on ambrosia. I got no problem with that. Do we even have ambrosia? Oh, look, we do actually have ambrosia. Yeah, some plants spawned right down here. I'm going to see if he can prioritize finishing the wall. When did Hercules start doing smoke leaf? You know what? Probably better off if I don't ask questions about that. But yeah, I was planning on salvaging gun turrets, and the game decided to break them all, so. Now I can make my own, so it's kind of a moot point. Now we will finish this wall. Alright, so now it's frozen back again, so the simple meals, the hops, and the two dead carcasses that had finished rotting and are now skeletons won't continue to rot. And so Chief is no longer picking out on food because he grew so tired he actually collapsed. Yay, more alpacas. Now who's starving? Tater's now starving. There's plenty of food down here. I did originally have more prisoners, but they were kept down in Antioch, and the only two people I had down here were Lincoln and Ophelia. And Lincoln had issues, so he couldn't take care of them, and Ophelia apparently doesn't care about people, so they ended up starving to death. And we have finished researching plate armor. Let's research flak armor next. Actually, I have a ridiculously quantity of steel. Been having them, in addition to strip mining the base, I've also been strip mining select areas around Talonis. So, like, this pile of steel right here, that'll get mined.
This will get mined. And the caravan has arrived. I should have brought pack mules, but you're basically here to help guard the 3 guests. Also, Sky and Hercules are now officially married. Don't quite remember when exactly that happened, but they are. See, there you are. As are Lincoln and Ophelia. And the royal tribute collector has arrived. They'll accept prisoners and gold you have as tribute. The one who offers the tribute will receive royal favor. Sadly, because of the fact that they work for the Commonwealth, they cannot accept royal favor. So if they're willing to do either goodwill or give me stuff, I'm all for it, but they can't accept titles. So it gets blue when the others could. Although the tribute collectors come to Tolonis, where I have neither prisoners nor gold, so if they want ambrosia, I'll give it to them. Otherwise, it's basically wood, steel, whatever this is, alpaca wool, and food. Now, that's all they got down here. Shudo's suffering from a major break risk because he's got intense pain from food poisoning. His left fourth toe was destroyed. A group of travelers from the Kenosi Pact are coming through. So, Minoka is somewhat good with plants. She's also good at cooking, but because I have no one who can actually grow heal root, I'm having her focus on plants. And in fact, now that she's actually at 8, I'm also attempting to grow a large chunk of hay grass down here. I can now technically grow some heal root. Where do I want it, though? Well, I guess here would be good. Take advantage of the fertile ground. Because in addition to food, the next thing that I'm constantly running out of is medical supplies. And since I can't actually build medicine, or make medicine, mostly because one of the items needed is something I can't actually make, I have to grow heal root. So these guys seem displeased for one reason or another. Also because that one guy observed rotting corpse. Why is no one... Bury the dead guy. And Mushudo has tamed yet another stallion. I think that brings the horses up to 2 mares and 2 stallions. Yeah, okay. And also, since the dogs showed up, I now have 2 different animal areas. The area for the actual pack mules and other animals, and then the one for pets. Because Yorkshire Terriers, I didn't realize, couldn't eat plants, so I have... Oh, Shaman Merchant has arrived, but I had the dogs and... Yeah, the dogs gave access to the fridge so that way they can eat meals, because the terriers were actually starving, and 2 of them actually starved to death without me realizing it. Of
course, not they expect them to survive for very long. Last time I got a pack of terriers from the wild, they got eaten by wild animals relatively quickly, so we'll see how long they last this time. Alright, so let's see what the traders have. Alright, so they're actually selling lynxes. They even actually have a mating pair. Wildcat larger than a house cat, but smaller than a cougar. Lynxes survive on a diet of small birds and animals. Their very warm fur keeps them safe from the really cold temperatures of the frozen territories. What exactly do they eat? Alright, so they eat raw meat, corpses, animal products, meals, processed foods, and kibble. Panther fur. Part of me actually wants to buy them, although yeah, I don't have enough. Even if I sell the ambrosia, I might have enough. Well, the lynxes aren't pack mules; they're kind of attack animals, and I don't really utilize attack animals for war. Last map that I had, I trained an entire large herd of wild boar for that, and never ended up using them. Of course, that particular map got hit with toxic fallout, and pretty much everybody died. Well, technically, they didn't all die. It's just all my animals become heavily poisoned, and they started starving to death. So I kind of stopped it right after that. But I don't really have anything to sell. They're not willing to buy anything I have. Nah. With my luck, the lynxes will start. I'll take them back to Antioch, and then the lynxes will start eating the terriers. Because that's what happened the last time, I believe. Alright, so I'll have Mushudo, Blue, Chief, and Yoko. As well as every pack animal I have access to. I guess Miles can come along. Head over to Telonis and pick up another grouping of resources. Of course, my large problem with the alpacas is I can never remember exactly which ones are the infant ones, so I just have them all head over. You do also have a bunch of bio-coded weaponry, mostly from the Imperials who were staying over, because during the one raid, had one of their nobles use the Psycast ability and it took them both out and they dropped all their weapons. I don't recommend doing that. Yeah, they should be able to get over to where they're going and dump the food back in the fridge. So. And a solar flare has hit. But we prioritize hauling the rotting skeletons out of the fridge. Gonna work on cleaning up all the carcasses. That's the old caravan. The new caravan has already left. And the solar flare is over. Okay then. And the trade caravan with the lynxes is leaving. And the other caravan with all the pack mules has arrived. And a cargo pod with some hyperweave in it stopped by. It's kind of neat. And one of the guests is suffering from a minor brake risk. Jealous of Blue's bedroom. They all live in the same room. Should probably clean up the corpse pile, especially after they started dumping food on top of it. And I probably should have had some place for the animals to sleep. But it's the summer, they should be fine. And the Royal Tribute Collector has shown back up again? Weren't they just here? I could have sworn they just stopped off at Talonis. Weird. I like how the one mare's asleep in the fridge. And a bunch of the tattered equipment is starting to rot away. Practically all gone now. Oh, they pretty much filled that. Didn't think they would. A random chair just sitting there. Install that there. Did also make an electric smithy by accident. Thought it was a electric stove. So I guess the next thing I need to build is a crafting hall. Yeah, it should be big enough. Put the door there and a door there. Floors. And I'm using wood mostly because A, I don't have a means of making stone right now, and B, it's easier to produce, and as I said before, I'm not planning on this being a permanent residency. It may be long-term temporary, mind you, but I do plan on having everybody move eventually. Which makes me worried the fact that I'm constantly seeming to get more and more resources to the point where I'll have too much and I can't take it all with me. And the orders from the Commonwealth are if you can't take it with you to destroy it, so. I also picked up a random table. And Chief is wandering about again. What is his problem this time? He slept outside. Why did he sleep outside? Oh, it's probably not enough beds. Well, I brought all the pack mules to haul stuff back to Antioch, so I might as well have them do that. Once, it becomes daylight again. Why are these bedrolls out here? So now that it's daylight, caravan, I'll send Jet, Blue, because Chief's half asleep all the time, I'll have him stay. You know what? I'll send Mushudo back again. Those again, all the pack animals. And Miles, because Mushudo's leaving. I'll give them 10 simple meals to take with them. Just have them take all the alpaca wool and all the various leathers and the like. Have them take the hyperweave bedrolls. So those are the various steel slab chunks. Don't worry about the slate chunks. Where are they? Yeah, this is still on us. Why is there a bunch of dead animals on this list? Why am I asking about that? Grab the knife. I also have them take back 2,000 units of wood. The hops. As much steel as they can carry. Yes, they only have 1.2 days worth of food, but it'll take 0.3 days to get where they're going. Oh goody, Yak 3 gave birth. Right as they're leaving. Yak 1 has given birth. And they finished researching flak armor. What else do I want them to research? Let's go with solar panels. Probably the one thing I have that I can't build at this point. In addition to power weapons and charged weapons and power armor. And the caravan's away. So the 2 yak calves are still here. Give Chief Blue's bed because she's part of the caravan. Why is there blood all over the floor? I mean, she did lose her nose, but that was back before she joined. I guess she's decided to... Yeah, well, let's not look too deep into that. How's about that? And another quest is available. It's called The Imposing Building. Okay, so Duchess Lula Octorius of the Refugee Empire is requesting you build a monument in the honor of the work of the Threshers. What is a thresher? Monument is 16 by 20 in size and require these resources. Total value of $1,705. Any metallic, wood, or stone, 740 units. Any stone of 250 units. And any sandstone, granite, limestone, slate, or marble blocks equal to 200 to 904 units of that. Construction must be completed within 34 days of accepting the task. After completion, you'll have to protect the monument for 41 days. If any piece of it destroys, the Duchess enforcement system will activate, and a mech cluster will land at FOB Antioch, containing a whole bunch of not nice stuff. Receive the rewards if you finish construction: an anti-grain warhead, glitter rolled medicine, marine armor, and uranium, or an Eltex staff and vest, a psychic reader, and gold, or just some goodwill. Tempting, but I'm not about to build monuments to people. And, well, we apparently had another quest outstanding. So this guy, a knight of the Refugee Empire, is making a quest to take care of his favorite pet, a snow hare, at Antioch for 10 days. She's sick with blood rot and requires daily treatment. The disease can be slowed with high-quality care and medicine, but generally cannot be cured outright. If the disease becomes severe, the rabbit will die, so I'm sure I have the necessary medical supplies. And I can either get a tech print for compact weaponry, or a side trainer for vertical pulse, or just random goodwill. Tempting, because I do like getting tech prints, but I don't have the resources to care for snow hares. Just ignore that as well. And the caravan has arrived. And they probably can't actually store anything, so we're going to have to increase the size of the storage facility. I actually forgot to put in doors. Let's put doors in random places. Why did this door break down? Weird. Okay, so they did finish building the resource. I mean, it's the crafting building that I wasn't paying attention to. As often is the case, I assign every job to everybody, and they end up not hauling things. So let's install the electric smithy here. Do I have any spare chairs? I do not think I do. Let's see this. Oh, a marble table. Okay. Just have random stuff everywhere. Furniture. Chair. Put that there. I'm also going to need an electric tailoring bench. And machining table. No. So that's the machining table. And I'm also going to need an electric tailoring bench. As well as a smelter. We'll put the smelter down in this corner. I'll reinstall the research bench here, as well as the chair Bowman's currently sitting on. And a cold snap hit. So when did a cold snap hit? It's still summer, but no, it's actually the 5th of fall. It's 57 degrees, 58 degrees, so whichever area got hit with the cold snap, temperature hasn't drastically changed all that much yet. And apparently they're actually out of food. That's not a good sign. That's the animal. No, actually, that's the wildlife. There's a legitimate buffalo calf just sitting out here. Interesting. Very interesting. See about taming the buffalo. Oh, I also had a spare mega sloth, but it went back to wild. So we'll just hunt. Why is alpaca 7 considered a wild animal? Oh, it's gonna be food now. It's not raining, so it makes no sense to hunt the boom rats. Yeah, since everything's powered, I'm probably gonna need electricity here. Actually, I almost forgot that. And they'll probably also need lights. I'm guessing the cold snap hit at Talonis. It's good because they're the guys with the food. Can never remember where the basic sleeping spots are. So put 2 sleeping spots for the yak calves here, so that way they don't accidentally freeze to death. Although they're yaks, I think they're actually designed for the cold. Yeah, yaks are robust cattle with bulky frames, short, thick legs, and round clothing hose displayed to help them walk in snow. So yeah, if your minimum comfortable temperature is negative 49 degrees Fahrenheit. I highly doubt they're going to be bothered by 3 degrees Fahrenheit, by being 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's have them hunt the gazelles and the turkeys. There's a lynx here, so I don't want to take every wild animal. Back at Antioch. Just have them keep mining that. I guess it'd be helpful if the dogs didn't eat all the meat. But it's either that or they starve, so what can I do? I wondered why they weren't building roofs. So these guys are having a major break risks. So they only need to stay here for a little over, well, just under 4 days. Chief needs warm clothing. keep these two spots. You know what? They'll provide supports for the middle. And we finished researching solar panels, so... Where's Bowman? There he is. Just have him move his research bench since we're in between research things right now. Here we are. Now what do I have him want to research next? Should probably have him focus on weapons, although they can make some basic guns. So let's have him gain the ability to make some sophisticated guns. There's now a fire because we had an electrical short. Okay. They're getting it on, but okay, he's got it. Well, the line's still together. Generator's producing enough power to, well, keep everything powered. It's snowing. It's actually quite a bit of hay grass. Alright, so Quetzalcoatl wooed Toby by initially questioning her nose. Toby became aroused and agreed to become Quetzalcoatl's lover. They now want to sleep together. They're guests, I don't care. Colonist needs treatment. For what? Why are they attacking each other? They started a social fight. Okay, so I got, what, 2 people in uniform clothes? So we'll make, yeah, I think powered armor is fine. So make 4 tooks, however you pronounce that, and 4 parkas. Because everybody else is currently in power armor. But Chief's got wooden plate mill. So who knows? Had his left big toe bitten off. Bowman's kind of savage. So caravan from the Clusi Pact are approaching. They are a shaman merchant. Okay, cool. What's Bowman doing? Lincoln bit his right foot. Now what? Jet and Ophelia are fighting. Alright, so who's... There's the merchant. Alright, so apparently Ophelia beat the living snot out of Jet and he needs to be rescued. But let's see, the shaman merchant's selling a bunch of donkeys. I have donkeys. In fact, some of these donkeys are actually mine. 1 cobra. I don't really need a cobra. Let's sell the mega sloth. Buy the herbal medicine. That's really all I need, truth be told. Could buy the neurotropamine, but... I mean, that's what I need to make actual medicine. Yeah, so we'll start stockpiling that. Alright, who's the... Who's what passes for the doctor here? Tater. And Olive. So they finished making the tux. Of course, the one guy who probably needs it isn't actually at this encampment. Rare Thrumbros have decided to come on through. So he's decided just to get up and pick up his weapon. Why is there blood all over the place now? It's Bowman's blood. Blood of a muffalo. More blood of a muffalo. Did somebody kill a muffalo at some point? Alright, so now that the stockpile's been... now that the stockpile's been expanded, we actually expand the zone. And we now have a random raccoon who has taken an extreme dislike to humanity. Of course, everybody's asleep right now. And now it's dead because one of the caravanners decided to kill it. And what little plants we still have left up here are now dying. And the caravan has left. Okay then. That did damage my generator. Taters decided to simply eat raw meat because the terriers have eaten the last of the meals. Okay, other than Minoka, who else is good at cooking? So it looks like Blue is also good at cooking, so she's going to become my second cook because we're going to be making kibble. Of course, I need plant matter to actually make kibble, so that may end up being a problem. And Chief is now going on an insulting spree, probably because he's cold. And his recreation is unfulfilled, and he wants non-human parts, and he doesn't like his sleeping area. And we now have a raid. 2 people have decided to raid Talonis. Where's the second one? Oh, there he is. They have revolvers. It's people with laser guns. And Chief. Although he's currently on an insulting spree, so the guests stay inside where it's warm. You're just having a major break risk. Where are... There they are. doesn't look like they're just going to be attacking yet. So rather than wait for them to come to us, let's go out and meet them. These two are still injured. Why is there a skeleton right here? Random dead guy. Very weird. Let's go out on a limb and say we're going to kill those two bandits as well. One dead. Now they're beginning their assault with one less person. And now they're both dead. Alright, well that raid's now dead. Done. Can't talk anymore. Random boomalope. Chief's no longer an insulting spree and mad ibexes. Where are their mad ibexes? Okay then. Everybody up and at 'em. One down. Two down. Three down. You know what? Since everybody is currently here, I'm sure the rhinoceroses are worth some meat. This one's taking a long time to actually die. Did they kill it? Yes, they did. Gyoko got hit by an ibex. Jet, Bowman, and Moshido are fine. So we're not going to be hauling these things? Prioritize hauling the rhinoceroses. Guess they already grabbed the ibexes. Yep, there they are. And the cold snap is now over. It's a dry thunderstorm now, and they're actually running out of power. Why are they running out of power? Weird. Oh no, Mashura actually did take a hit from the Ibex. Yeah, the uniforms and armor are taking a beating. Marriage is on. So the guests have decided to actually fulfill their engagement. So what am I looking for? So they have less than a day to get married, otherwise their shuttle's coming for them, and they can have their marriage ceremony back at wherever they choose to go. I'm not using more power than I'm making. Which means make a third wood fuel generator. I have a feeling those rhinoceroses were going to be worth it. We'll switch to making kibble. Chiefs is now fully healed. And a new Labrador puppy has been renamed. Okay, cool. Space isn't actually big enough for a billiards table. Alright, poker table it is, I guess. We're working on recreation variety. We're building a poker table. Another alpaca is pregnant. What was that? Oh, the shuttle has arrived. The shuttle has arrived to collect the tribes people. Be sure to have these people shuttle before it leaves in 3 days. Shuttle's here. I find it interesting that primitive, semi-primitive tribal people are actually use shuttles. So, get in the shuttle. Get in the shuttle. Get in the shuttle. The ride's here. Go away. Alright, so that's the end of that quest. And cargo pods has arrived. And as a reward for completing that quest, I get a bunch of plasteel and some more Resurrector mech serum, because when I assault pirate facilities, I keep getting people killed, so I think I'm down to the original 10 I started with. I think I'm actually still down to 7. Alright, well, I don't actually know where it is, but I'm fairly certain I only had 7 left. It's the healer mech serums. But basically they're hard to come by, and I don't think I can actually build more, so I'm perfectly fine with making, well, with acquiring more. Alright, so let's start melting some things down. So smelt down the small weapons and armor until that's out, and then just the smelt slag. Apparently we're low on food again. Tattered apparel is Blue wearing? Oh, her t-shirt. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they're wearing button-down shirts. So I guess we're making 14 more button-down shirts and pants. I guess it really doesn't matter what it's made out of. I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what it's made out of. I said, what are they building? But then I completely forgot the poker table and the chairs around it. Minoka's picking out on food because she has an awful bedroom. Which one is her room right now? Yeah, we had an electrical fault, and it's burning down, so... Alright, so we lost the dresser, and we're being raided from 2 different directions, so... Let's deal with the important thing. Oh, that's a big raid. Gather everybody together before they start wandering off. Oh, the other group is technically closer. And you know what? Oh, you have food poisoning. I was gonna say, why is one of the terriers the ram? Why is this ram? Okay. They attacked the ramp. That's what I was afraid of, so let's get all the animals into Area 1, which is considered their safe area. Basically, it forces them all into the barn, so I don't have to worry about them getting in the way. Doesn't help I have a large quantity of animals now. Come on. A very large quantity of animals. Let's start the fight. Okay, so they have one of them's got an incendiary projector. Let's take him out, actually. Man, they came in swift. He's dead, though. Okay, so that's one group fleeing. But there's two groups. So, is anybody critically injured? Nobody in danger. He's fine. Nobody in danger, although he's lost another toe on his left foot. Dead in 6 hours. Okay, so Bowman's going back. Got to actually build a medical facility. Rest until healed. That's fine. Blue will be dead in 14 hours. And we're dealing with fires, but right now. And Blue is now throwing a temper tantrum. Well, you know what? Try to arrest her. Blue's no longer having a temper tantrum. And Ram 1 has died. Birdie is tending to Bowman. And the other group has begun their assault. Where's Blue in all this? Oop, wrong one. Rest until healed. And there they are. He's injured. He's dead. We should have perimeter defenses. He's injured. Don't know what exactly caused the smoke, but okay. still tending to Bowman. And they're now fleeing. Alright, so I'm inclined to let them go. Still no immediate danger. Dead in 21 hours. Dead in 19 hours. Dead in 9 hours. No immediate danger and no immediate danger. Alright, so capture you. Capture you. Because my jail cell only has 2 prisoners, well, 2 spots for prisoners, and you still alive? Oh, you'll be dead soon. Look like a halfway decent doctor. Try to capture you. And Yoko's trying to binge on Psychic. When she should in fact be in bed because she's dying. Okay, so he died. He did in 2 hours. I'd much prefer to take care of my own people first. And so there's now a quest for a caravan. A nearby settlement, Tahina, has a special trade quest. They would like to purchase 230 plasteel. If you want to make this trade, send a caravan with the requested items. It's to travel 1.7 days. So they can give me either a orbital bombardment targeter, a marine helmet, and prestige marine helmet. Okay. They can give me some gold or goodwill. Where is... Alright, so it's all the way over there. Do I even have that much plasteel? I got 17 plasteel. And the other prisoner died. Oh well. She'll be dead in 5 hours. Tater 10 to her because she'll be dead in 2 hours. Whereas Ophelia has half of a day left.
look, cargo pods. Yeah, we're good. No immediate danger, no immediate danger, no immediate danger. Technically, Tater's actually fine. Immediate danger. He's good. Somebody has an infection. Bowman has an infection. Jetson, no immediate danger. Fine, and Yoko will. She'll be good eventually, hopefully. So Blue and Bowman now have infections. Arteries tend to the people. You can eat afterwards. I think we're actually out of medicine. Where's Bowman? Alright, so I'm guessing they don't have any meds now. So Bowman, Data, and Blue are all starving. Priority is feeding her. Tater's feeding Bowman. And I now have 2, 4, 8 corpses I need to worry about. Five, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so since they don't have any medicine at Antioch, and we got some up here. Oops. Caravan. So Chief and Rinyoko and the Yak Cabs. The medicine over to Antioch. Because something tells me Blue and Bowman's infections aren't going to go away just by simply slapping a bandage on them. Yeah, because they're at 12% infection and 6% immunity. And how infection didn't specify before how infections work is that the infection increases, and once it gets to 100%, the person dies. The only way to stop it is to have the immunity score hit 100% before the infection does. Once that happens, they technically become immune to infection, and well, that particular infection, and they don't die. So it's essentially a race. Oh, I should probably let all the animals out as well. First one I designated the safe area as the barn, but I guess I didn't. Shame about the ram, but oh well. So that was interesting. On that note, I shall call it here. Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.